Hello everyone. Have you ever seen a Streblus asper tree and wondered how many years has it been standing here? How old is this tree? And the stories people tell about it, whether they are legends, fictions, myths, or just rumors, how much of it is true? Today I would like to invite you to explore with me something interesting around the story of a special Duoi tree, and around it is a slice of Vietnamese culture, history, and bonsai art. A few years ago, I went with the Truong Tuan tourist group to Thong Nham ecotourism area in Ninh Binh. I was surprised when I entered the center of Thong Nham, suddenly came across a Duoi tree, Streblus asper. This is a very green ancient tree and lives on a large rock. The branches of the tree have just been pruned by the staff in the tourist area. The flowers are scattered in a cloud pattern, like floating clouds. I learned that. This is a Duoi tree named Buddha's hand, because people saw the tree with 5 trunks growing on the rock that looked very much like the hand of Buddha, so they called it by that name. And according to legend, this is the tree that King Dinh Tien Hoang planted when he was on a tour around the capital Hoa Lu. It must be affirmed that this is an extremely impressive story. But is it true? I myself am a person who is passionate about learning about history, tourism, and the art of bonsai. I also know that if it is a legend, it is not true. Moreover, about the historical story, if it is said that King Dinh Tien Hoang planted the tree when he was patrolling around the capital Hoa Lu, then I think this is just a fictional story of some people in the tourist area who want to increase the popularity by wanting to affirm that this is an ancient tree that is thousands of years old, because they associate this tree with a famous historical figure. But if it is associated with a historical figure, we need to review it. I would like to prove it with my personal argument, with clear criteria for you to discuss. Close quote, 1. The context of King Dinh Tien Hoang's time was more than 1,000 years ago. At that time, there was still war, so where would there be time to plant Duoi? And if there were trees, they would be planted to feed the army to fight the enemy. 2. Age of the Duoi tree. Currently, there is no scientific measurement to prove that the tree is more than 1 nan years old. There is no ancient document stating that King Dinh Tien Hoang planted the Duoi tree when he was on patrol. Edited for slow, deep AI voice. The evidence is very clear. First, during the reign of King Bo Ling, suppressing the rebellion of Nehai warlords to establish the Daiko Viet state. From a young age, Dinh Bo Ling was famous for Ko-Lao exercise. He was the son of Dinh Kong Tru. When in Ninh Binh, he saw the chaos of the world and heard that the leader Tran Lam in Bo Hai Kao Tai Bin was a talented and virtuous person, so he and his son Dinh Lien came to take refuge. When leader Tran Lam died, Dinh Bo Lin was replaced. Then he brought the army to Hoa Lu to recruit more soldiers. And at this time, Dinh Bo Lin's force was very strong, with many outstanding talents that history books called Jiao Chao That Hung, 7 outstanding heroes of Jiao Chao land. In 968, with a powerful force, Dinh Bo Lin successively suppressed all the warlords that were occupying different places. He unified the country, proclaimed himself Emperor Dinh Tien Hoang, established the country Daiko Viet, and established the capital in Hoa Lu, Ninh Binh. So up to now, the reign of King Dinh Tien Hoang has passed 1,057 years. And what is the basis to prove that the Duoi tree has a corresponding age? Has anyone cut across the tree's trunk and counted how many circles there are? Each circle around the center will correspond to about 1 year. I also read many documents about King Dinh Tien Hoang. When he was young, he was only associated with reed flags for military exercises, and did not see any ancient documents saying that he ever planted that Duoi tree. Continuing with the viewpoint that King Dinh Tien Hoang planted the tree while on patrol in Hoa Lu. In reality, patrolling around the capital is usually the job of soldiers. But as a king, why would he have to directly patrol? And suppose if the king did patrol, the important thing would be to take care of security and defense of the country. While in the north, there were Song invaders lurking on the border. In the south, there were Champa invaders causing trouble. So how could the king have spare time to plant that Duoi tree? In my personal opinion, the story of associating the Duoi tree with a historical figure is just a fictional product. And maybe it was just an impromptu story told to enrich the atmosphere when welcoming visitors to Thong Nham Ecozone. Duoi tree and bonsai products are on the rise. As we know, Duoi tree Streblus asper often grows in tropical regions, distributed in many countries in Southeast Asia such as Laos, Thailand, China, India, and is very abundant in Vietnam. In Vietnam, this tree species is present from the south to the north, from the mountains to the plains. Ancient people often planted this tree as a fence, planted trees as boundary markers, or planted next to mausoleums, temples to provide shade. Affirming that this is a native tree species, carrying the soul that Vietnamese people entrust. Due to the characteristics of Duoi, the trunk is soft, the bark of old trees is opaque white, the dead wood creates beautiful driftwood, the strong roots live on limestone to absorb moisture and still grow well like san, sea lines. The tree often has a thick canopy. The tree lives strongly. Where it is cut, it sprouts, recovers from damage very quickly, grows strongly in many environments. Because it is easy to shape, artisans used it as a precious material to make bonsai. According to new studies, the tree has a positive energy source, so people believe that this tree will bring peace, durability, and new vitality, and bring mutual generation, attract fortune and luck, harmonize the living environment, support life, increase human longevity. Duoi is an easy but difficult material when making bonsai. If you know it, it is easy. If you do not know it, it is difficult. If you want to grow a Duoi tree, please note the following issues. Because the tree is healthy and has few pests and diseases, you can use sandy soil, mix in coconut fiber and rice husks, add a quantity of decomposed manure and other organic fertilizers in conditions that can increase nutrients. Follow the water to keep it moist. Avoid waterlogging. The tree will grow well. Currently, along with the movement of making bonsai in Vietnam, Duoi is a tree that brings high economic resources when workers in craft villages have used it as bonsai, because it is a tree indigenous as well as san tree, sea tree, banyan tree, lak vung tree, and many other types of trees available where people live. Besides the Duoi trees that are a few decades old that people used to plant as fences, Duoi trees exploited in the forest hills and limestone mountains are trees with long lifespans, with many beautiful natural features. This is a very popular source of embryo trees. These trees have a long lifespan, estimated to be dozens or even hundreds of years old, and are exploited by people in each forest and mountain area to bring back as raw materials for gardeners and artisans to use to create bonsai. With the characteristics of Duoi trees, the Duoi tree playing movement has been on the rise in the past 10 years or so, and the trend of making Duoi, mini bonsai, to supply to the international market. I believe that in the near future, Vietnamese ornamental Duoi trees, Streblus asper bonsai, will have the opportunity to appear in exhibitions international bonsai or in spaces that bonsai lovers around the world are interested in. Dear ladies and gentlemen, here we can confirm that the Duoi tree is a native tree, rustic, close, always associated with the daily life and soul of Vietnamese people. And the story of the Duoi tree with the shape of Buddha's hand may be true or false depending on each person's perspective. But more importantly, each Duoi tree has a slice of time associated with the story of the land, of rocks, of wind and rain, and of the Vietnamese people themselves. And if one day the works, Streblus asper bonsai of Vietnam appear in major exhibitions around the world, it will certainly be a joy and pride in Vietnamese culture that has spread to the community and international friends. Here, the beautiful Bonsai channel would like to pause this video here. Thank you for your attention and attention. See you next time with a quality video. Remember to subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends and relatives. Goodbye, and see you again.